won the FA Cup last season to serial winners in Manchester City. What's been the single biggest change in the few days you've been there so far?
I wouldn't say a lot, but it's just, I'd say, the attention to detail. You know, I've come from a club where the manager's attention to detail was fantastic. You know, but I think here it's gone up a level. You know, chasing Arsenal and, you know, trying to get that title. So every training session, every bit of recovery is geared toward winning.
Mark, I'm going to ask you the last question. I'm going to message you, maybe, because I want to come and watch you. You know I'm your number one fan, so I'm going to message you, come and watch you. These lot are jealous. They don't like the loving, but keep up the good work, mate.
Thank you. You know, don't worry, I got you.
Nice.
Thank you.
You got an hour to change. Love it. Please, just an hour to change your telephone.
Come on, he's got a goal
Mark, really appreciate your time this afternoon. I know he's a legend for you, but I'm so sorry about Clinton. He said he got a question for you. In the end, all it was tickets. Great to speak to you. Head of West Ham, Bournemouth 7. So they'll now be looking at thinking, we need to get results. You know, that little bit of pressure. The last thing we'll do is looking over your shoulder. They were unlucky against Brighton the other day. Brighton scored, obviously, a last-minute equaliser. They beat Tottenham in their last home game. So that's what they'll be looking to create, that kind of atmosphere again. I believe this team is too good to go down. We've heard that before, Kelly. Obviously, no Semenyo, but they've brought in a couple of players. And with their recruitment at Bournemouth, I do expect that those players will hit the ground running and make sure they add to the team. But they need to get points. You don't want to get dragged into that relegation fight.
And they're going to need players to step up in the absence of Semenyo. Junior Krupi is one who has been starting to put that run of form together, is he?
Yeah, spot on. He's very exciting young talent at Bournemouth. I mean, I think it's very prevalent at Bournemouth the way they bring players in and they hit the ground running straight away. He's scored 7 goals this season already, and the way that he impacts the game. Here he is arriving late into the box, good clean finish in terms of the arrival time. And I just think generally he looks like a player who would benefit from playing anywhere across, in behind the striker, or he can be that focal point himself. And I think that's a feature of Iraiola's teams and players in terms of their adaptability. This is another excellent finish in here against Manchester United, and I just think he is a player who Bournemouth are going to need to continue to provide goal contributions, goals, assists, and he's a wonderful talent. I know you're a big fan, Jamie.
Yeah, do you know what? You've got that no backlift. I love players that can do that. It was such a hard thing to do. I've seen so many do it. First of all, when I watch him, is Jermaine Poe. Unbelievable striker of the ball, great finisher, and he has elements that reminds me of Jermaine. I watched Jermaine closely. You know, look at that strike as he hits it. You know, he gets that dip on it. It's ferocious. So, no, really good player. I think you're spot on with everything you say there, Izzy. So, and with Eva Nilsson, you've got that double threat because he's lost Semenyo's goals, his assists. So he's probably thought, if I can get these two both into the team, let's see how they work together. He'll be playing probably a bit deeper than Eva Nilsson, but he could definitely be a handful.
Bournemouth looking to overturn a poor run of form against Liverpool that goes all the way back across 13 games where they've lost 12 of those 13. It's not been a happy time for them, either at the Vitality or at Anfield. And the last time they won was that 1-0 victory in March 2023 at the Vitality Stadium. This is Philip Billings' goal that gave them all 3 points in that game. And they build on that today.
Totally said Bournemouth were going to win 2-1. I was good because he's 2 by Fulham, got that one. How about you? No.
Look closer and you'll see it. Life. The friends we keep. The people who matter most. It's all there. Alive in the details. Electric B10 is made for the moments that matter.
West Ham.
Technology, innovation, comfort. Everything has standard. Leaf Motor B10. Demand more from life.
It's bet builder time for Josh. And he goes to great lengths to build his.
Sure. That's my gut feeling.
It's
Very reliable.
I've got some difficult views.
Yeah, Elon wasn't to lose.
Look. You seen yours? Bet builder. You build it. We give you a free bet every week of the Premier League season and a big boost every day. And satisfaction from Ladbrokes.
Not feeling your best? Want to support your gut health? Try Activia with probiotics and calcium to support your digestive well-being. So start your gut health challenge today and try Activia every day for 2 weeks, and you could win feel-good prizes exercise. Your gut is where it all begins. Activia from Danone.
Everyone.
We know we go through a lot. The highs and the pains. Buscopan is a treatment tailored just for you, for your pain from cramps. Unlike painkillers, Buscopan's targeted action relaxes the cramp and stops relieving pain in 15 minutes. We love you, bellies, for everything you do. Buscopan, your belly pain specialist.
Welcome to my crib. Let me show you what I've done with the place. This is where we chill. Boutique sofas.
Bournemouth and Liverpool.
Who needs them? We change this one up every season.
Obviously, it's 3-2 to Liverpool.
And this is what magic.
Energy saving life. Go off yourself. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Engage your core. Okay, Peloton. Turn up the volume. Nothing beats that just book feeling. Because when you book a Jet2 holiday, you imagine jumping in there and trying that. Book now with just a £60 deposit per person. Get the best choice of our pre-child place holidays and save up to £400 per family of 4. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. Package holidays you can trust. National protected.
My network gives me the freedom to change my mobile plan.
Changing plans month to month. Are you on gift gaff or something?
Enamel is your first line of defense against cavities and erosion. Pronamel Active Shield toothpaste gives stronger enamel defense from day one and 24-hour cavity protection. I would really recommend Pronamel Active Shield toothpaste.
And protect your little one's precious enamel with Sensodyne Pronamel for kids.
Christmas. Christmas and KFC. I would say 3-1 to Crystal Palace. Yeah.
Order now for half time. And the murdered my brother.
What happened to my fellow justice? It was awesome.
The Naked Gut. Available from Friday.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Earlier today, Manchester City beat Wolves by 2-0, and Mamouche and these big balls of Bournemouth were the goal scorers in their victory that takes them to within 4 points of the league leaders Arsenal. Elsewhere, it was a late goal from Tottenham, scored by Christian Romero to earn them a point at Burnley, perhaps in
4-0 to
on Thomas front. And Fulham with a late winner from Harry Wilson to earn them all 3 points at home to Brighton. You can see all the goals on the Sky Sports Scout QR code
big
you
one.
can see on the screen just there. We're at the Vitality Stadium next to kick-off between Bournemouth and Liverpool.
I would say 4-1 to Arsenal.
Bet365 are putting the power in your hand.
With the best ever, you can create your own unique bet from thousands of markets.
And at Bet365, if any of your players get subbed off, your bet rolls on with a sub-player. But that's not all. Their incredible early payout offer comes as standard. News just in, Bet365 are giving money back as free bets on this year.
I would say 3-2
Pressing
to
forward with a
Everton.
solid 2-2-2-1 formation, straight off a training ground. Coverage of the Premier League on Sky Sports, sponsored by the British Army.
Saturday Night Night Football coming to you live from the Vitality Stadium for Bournemouth against Liverpool. It's going to be really interesting to see how Liverpool deal with this one because, as Arne Slot keeps saying, to the frustration of Steven Gerrard, amongst others, Liverpool struggle against a low block. So how will they fare against Bournemouth, do you think, Izzy?
Well, I think firstly, midweek, I think played into Liverpool's hands, you know, the way that Marseille play, a typical deserving team, front-footed, aggressive, pressing, you know, want to play, opens up gaps for Liverpool, and that's what we see at their best. I think you'll get the same thing from Bournemouth. Bournemouth have played the same way under Iraola for a few years now in terms of the 4-2-3-1, pressing machines. They love to play with intensity. They've got exciting forward players. That'll play into Liverpool's favour. I think raining down in Bournemouth, I think the pitch is going to be zippy. I think it's going to be I think it'll be a very intense game, and I think it'll go the way that Liverpool want it to.
There is an option for Bournemouth for us to see their new signing taught. If we do see him, he'll have to come off the bench. What do you know about him, Jamie?
I don't know a lot, but I know someone that does, and that was Robbie King. I spoke to Robbie earlier on, and Robbie's done a great job with him. He's brought him through. And obviously the club he's at now sold him to Bournemouth, and he speaks very highly of him. Can play as a number 8, and having someone like that with Robbie would have been great because he knows the game inside out. He's done a great job as a manager, learned a lot from him. He said he can add more, we'd like to see more goals, but assists he's got. Great energy. He plays a high intensity game, which obviously Bournemouth do. And you have to play in that midfield because Bournemouth outwork everybody in that metric. So he's done really well with him, and he says no doubt at all he'll be fine in the Premier League. He's going to do really well with it.
So Robbie Keane was his manager at French France, and now he's at Bournemouth. He is on the bench, as we say, but of the 2 starting 11s, Jamie, Izzy's given thoughts on how she sees this game going. What's your take on it?
Well, I mean, Bournemouth they will press him. I think with that pitch being so fast today, I think they'll try to press, grab and birch if that ball gets played into him. You know, Alex Scott's been very good in there, and obviously the way that they play Bournemouth, they will try and get after him. I don't think they're going to sit back. They need to get after Liverpool and try to make that atmosphere a bit like they did against Tottenham, and try to force Liverpool mistakes because they haven't been comfortable in a lot of those games when it gets a bit better.
Here's your commentary team then at a rainy Vitality Stadium. It's Alan Smith and Rob Hawthorne.
Yes, Kelly, raining for the visit of the reigning champions in the reverse of the fixture that launched this Premier League season. The late equaliser conceded at Brighton on Monday wasn't the only blow for Bournemouth boss Andoni Iraola as he lost his scorer in that game to injury. Georgian Petrovic, who made his bow for the club on the opening night at Liverpool, has kept his place in the team ever since. Adam Smith, who's played in Bournemouth's only 2 wins over today's opponents, returns to the team in the enforced change. Alex Scott and skipper Lewis Cook retain their positions, but Smith's return at fullback should see Alex Jimenez make the move forward in the absence of Marcus Tavernier with a hamstring injury. Striker Evan Nilsson has scored in each of the club's last 2 home matches. New signing Hungarian midfielder Alex Torp starts on the bench, and Enes Ünal is available once again after a groin injury. Onslaugh's Liverpool put their domestic woes behind them with the win in Marseille, and his scope for change is limited, so there's not too much rotation in front of Alisson after his clean sheet in France. That's a concern with Jeremy Frimpong and Joe Gomez following their recent injury issues. Milos Kerkez is back at his former home. Alexis McAllister sat out the draw with Burnley, but did play at the Stade Velodrome. Mo Salah starts a Premier League match for the first time since November, and his subsequent explosion at Ellen Road. Captain for the rested Hugo Ekitike is not change that slipped late through midweek. Ekitike is among the substitutes, and Andy Robertson's also included, despite the talk of a potential move to Tottenham.
Bloody hell. It's a bloody hell.
So Alan, he's been plunged straight back in after AFCON.
He has, so can Mo Salah start again with a clean slate and find his form from last season and all those years before. It certainly helped his team, give them a huge boost. And it'll be interesting to see actually if he can build up an understanding with Jeremy Frimpong on that side. They haven't played together much together before, but I think their styles should combine very well. And Amin Bradley will be playing on that side of the pitch, and he was quite lively at Brighton on Monday. He's a strong boy who can run, so we'll see if he can get any joy out of Frimpong, who, to be fair, he's known more for his attacking ability than defensively.
rain is blowing into Bournemouth faces in this first half. As Liverpool kick us off on a rainy and windy night here at the Vitality Stadium. Remains to be seen if those conditions have an impact on the game. Van Dijk launching one straight into Bournemouth faces, and Trufair was underneath it. Gakpo getting the touch out wide.
You always did fancy these conditions as a striker. Skiddy, slippy, fast surface where defenders might just make the odd mistake. I'm hoping to be there to profit.
Here's Gomez to Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool's win in midweek, bringing them some relief. For the moment, European success does seem more likely than domestic silverware. Victory at home to Karabag on Wednesday will get them into the knockout phase of that competition without the need for a playoff. But they've had their hiccups in the Premier League, still to register their first win in the competition of 2026. McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai to Virgil van Dijk, and Joe Gomez again filling in today for Ibrahima Konate after the sad death of his father.
He couldn't quite keep it in, but that should get him more. Had to get the legs moving there.
He's got a very good record against Bournemouth as Mo Salah, 12 goals against them in 12 Premier League appearances. By Petrovic out towards Jimenez, who, as we expected, is playing further forward than his normal role.
He's a talented boy, Jimenez. Played really well at Brighton on Monday night.
Did seem to have an issue in the warm-up. Was an issue to his left leg. Turned back by Lewis Cook, who was captain last time out. Has that responsibility today to Adam Smith. Ball through the middle to Joe Gomez, now McAllister. Florian Wirtz. Wide by McAllister to Milos Kerkez on his first return to Bournemouth, where he had a very successful couple of seasons. Given away to Cook. Neat touch from Krupi. Here's Trufair, who was the replacement for Kerkez, and has settled in very well.
Yeah, he has, just beginning to find his feet now. Gets forward an awful lot. He's got the same kind of energy as Kerkez.
Like Gomez up towards Mo Salah, who tried to bring it in. And found by Grafenberg. Wirtz has steered it out wide. Now Szoboszlai. This is McAllister. Grafenberg. This is Frimpong.
Hello. What do you think the score going to be with Bournemouth and Liverpool?
Movement of the front players for Liverpool. They started in the middle, has been straying out wide. Wirtz has taken up a central role at times as well.
Yeah, there's not too much out on the left for Liverpool. Kerkez will have to provide that width because Wirtz coming inside. Close to someone's like. Scuffle there involving Milos Kerkez on his return to his former home. Here's Salah. It's lovely footwork.
Szoboszlai again. here's Vince. Smith.
Question for Bournemouth is whether they can play with the same intensity and speed as they normally do. The taps pretty empty at the end of that game against Brighton. There were some tired bodies out there.
The fan wins hard to come by of late. Just one win in their last 13 in the Premier League. That was their last home game. Antoine Semenyo's parting gift, the winner. Around £64 million richer in the bank as a result of that save, of that sale, but poorer on the pitch, no doubt about it. But they've made a habit of making these sales. Kirk is amongst them. Salah. Very committed himself. Salah got it back to Florian Wirtz. It's Salah looking to aim one at goal. It bends it wide.
Good start from Liverpool though. Dominated the ball. Captain Bournemouth half the most of these opening minutes. Salah's seen a fair bit of the ball as well.
His departure to the Africa Cup of Nations just helped in a way to calm things down after relations had soured. But to be honest, at the time that Arne Slot dropped him from the side, there couldn't have been too many quibbles with the way things were going for him at that stage of the season.
No, that's definitely not. Just playing in between at the moment, sometimes drifting inside and then going out wide when the ball is on his flank.
Was defeated in 2000. They've got 13 games in all competitions since. They defeated 2 of them in the Premier League. They've just been drawn 2 of them lately. Gomez to draw Grafenberg towards him. And he can now free Jeremy Frimpong. Sarah's made a move infield this time. Here's Evan Nielsen. Kruti. Here's Marcos Senesi. Senesi launching one and managing to get the bend on it that takes out Alex Jimenez. Good work from him. Evan Nielsen was waiting on it. And here is Scott.
Senesi now. Starting to find the feet a little now, Bournemouth.
One team who enjoy and revel in possessions and race on there, which Senesi had to win against Mo Salah, otherwise he would have been in.
Conceding far too many goals lately, but they were better on Monday night. More solid, determined.
There's Gomez. Grafenberg. Alistair trying to send Mo Salah on his way. He's in behind Senesi.
He's had a couple of those runs where he's not quite been able to make it.
Just 2 substitute appearances since that last start in the Premier League in the defeat by Nottingham Forest. He just wants to be playing games. Got to the quarterfinals with Egypt, the Africa Cup of Nations. Senesi. Driving above Evan Nielsen. Here's Gomez. Grafenberg. Soboslai sending Salah on his way again. Gakpo waiting on it in the middle. It's cut out there by Hill.
A lot of space and time there, Salah. His pomp, you'd have expected him maybe just to cut inside and take responsibility and find the back of the net, but he was always looking for Gakpo here. It was on for a second, but then it was blocked out.
So it was one of the opening night scorers against Bournemouth when Liverpool, despite winning, possibly showed signs of the difficulties to come. At one stage giving a 2-goal lead away. And it was the introduction of a substitute, Chiesa, who's not involved today because of injury, that had to turn it back in all the slots. Side's favour. Soboslai. Dyke with Kirkes making the run to his left, now ticked out.
Shove in the back. There from Jimenez.
Against the former Bournemouth player. Free kick, which Virgil van Dijk places to take. Here's Gomez. Gravenberg. It's has really started to establish himself, slotted that one through Hill, quickly across on the cover.
Yeah, he's in much better frame of mind, Florian Wirtz these days. A couple of really good goals in succession against Barnsley and Burnley. Nearly paid off.
Salah clearing the way for the corner, which hasn't been a particularly productive area for Liverpool this season. Salah going along with that one, headed back in the direction of Florian Wirtz. Hugo Ekitike, the only player to have scored from Liverpool from a corner on the bench today. Gravenberg slots it through here to Mo Salah. Back to him from Gakpo. And that picks out the option of Wirtz, who got in. Defended by Smith.
Brilliant movement though from Wirtz. Up against it here, Bournemouth. Liverpool are looking quite fluid. Well onside.
So the temptation in the Premier League is to expect players to hit the ground running. Wirtz, who after his £100 million move started his career against Bournemouth, has taken some time to settle, but the signs are promising now.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, the quality is coming to the fore. Goals always help in that direction in terms of confidence.
Hill cleared by Gravenberg, and then by Van Dijk. Here's Smith. That's James Hill. Gets the free kick. It's coming back at him. Inside James Hill done well. Settle in. A new deal this season, which will take him to 2029. Adley, who's over this free kick for Bournemouth. Soboslai has space to move into. Trufair gets across to try and cover the pass, but misses it. It's useful away by Adam Smith, who was covering against the danger of Salah getting in. Jimenez looking for Scott, but he gets away from him. Now Grafenberg. Here's Frimpton. Trufair. Cruty. This is Scott. Smith. Here's Cook. Trufair. Andreas won the corner. To Soboslai. There was a question about a handball here. It's McAllister.
Yeah, VAR had a quick look. Really quick.
Clearly drawn into the body. It was checked very quickly cleared. There's Cook, played in Bournemouth last win against Liverpool. He is over this corner, on which Scott is among those waiting as it's bent in all the way across. And it's kept in here by Krupi. Smith. Vince couldn't get on that. Evan Nielsen kept it alive, and it's a turnover by Hill.
It's a start for Bournemouth, but it's been an awkward beginning to this match for them. Hard for them really to get a foot on the ball against Liverpool so far.
It's the first effort that they have managed. The injuries that they currently have, it's no surprise perhaps that Bournemouth are in the position that they currently are.
Yeah, they're experienced players, aren't they? You're looking at Tapley, Piper, Brooks, Tyler Adams.
Had said yesterday that he hoped Enes Ünal would be fit, and sure enough he is for bench duty. So if you're hoping that that's a sign of an upturn. It's Mo Salah. Vince was looking to return it to him. Senesi in the way, but it is a Liverpool corner.
But he found space, didn't he, Verts, there? And it's not often you can do that against this Bournemouth team in the middle of the park. The space to receive and turn.
Liverpool have had problems with their set pieces. They've now got Lewis Mahoney involved. He joined the club as an analyst. Former Southampton man. He stepped forward since the departure of Aaron Briggs to join the benches behind Arne Slot on match days. Salah again goes long with the corner. And Virgil van Dijk was appealing that they should have had one with a touch from the other side, and that appeal has in the end counted after a delayed decision by the referee, Michael Salisbury.
Badly just before it went out.
thought it was tea.
Huh?
I thought it was tea.
But there's a couple of teams that haven't.
Is it?
Soberslide lifts
I
this
thought it was.
corner in.
I thought it was hot chocolate.
Able to handle that one.
Look at that hot chocolate.
Soberslide.
That's tea. I don't like the tea milk.
It does do that hot chocolate colour, dude.
No, that's
Jeremy Frinton. Now Fitz.
Yeah. Hot chocolate is that colour. But hot chocolate is that colour. No.
McAllister.
Never had tea in my life.
Gomez.
Do drink tea sometimes.
I
Do drink tea
Processing.
sometimes.
Jeremy Frinton away. All the way through to Kirkes. Headed clear by Alex Scott. Well, they have been defending deep. Bournemouth in the way that many teams have been against Liverpool. This Liverpool side had their confidence and looking threatening. Purposeful stride forward, that by Gravenberg. Showing right into a dead end. Here's McAllister.
Then we go around the
Gomez.
field. Goes Dortmund face Inter Milan.
Here's Scott.
And Frankfurt face
Evan Nielsen. On his own at the moment. Needs some support.
faces Chelsea.
Bradley provides.
Pafos face Slavia
Trying
Prague.
to find Scott.
PSG face
That
Newcastle.
route was blocked by Ryan
PSV
Gravenberg.
Eindhoven faces
Liverpool
Bayern Munich.
midfield is working really well.
So
Liverpool looking for the
T
counter now. Led by Cody
is
Gakpo.
Ananta
Slides it through to Vince.
and
Covered by Cook.
then Thursday. Europa League. No Conference League. Conference League
Working it
are
all through
done.
the pitch well, Liverpool.
If Conference League are done.
Continually making runs for Liverpool have been applying plenty of pressure, but without seriously troubling Petrovic too much at the moment. Kirkes and Soberslide and Gakpo all waiting close to the Bournemouth goal on this Mohamed Salah corner. Again they go long. It's clear to Ryan Gravenberg. Frinton back out to the corner taker. And then a return from Vince to Salah fell short.
Hard to get the units on the pitch for Bournemouth because they have been defending really deep.
Cook. Hill. Played by Senesi, here's Adrian Truther. Cook. Now trying to bend one round towards Adley, but Allison making sure that one was all his. Gomez. Long for Cody Gakpo. Smith. Now Hill. Jeremy Frinton, who tried to get it back to Gomez, but that fell short. Adley has two up to his right. Can't find anybody.
Yeah, neither a cross nor shot really to Madley. It's a good position to be in as well.
get to see the new Bournemouth signing, Alex Torp, the Hungarian, who did admit that he'd exchanged messages with his international teammate Milos Kerkez before making the switch here. So the reviews must have been positive. It's Jimenez up against Kerkez and holds him up. By Smith. Now Senesi. There's another one of those bending balls around. Finds Scott Jimenez!
Bits up there for Liverpool.
Takes the
Let's
brilliant
go,
goal,
but
but it really was the ball from Marcus Senesi that opened up that Liverpool defence.
That's it. What's there, baby?
Against the good of play.
They got
This
up to
certainly
13.
was. They hardly had a sniff. The home team. That Senesi ball is delivered a couple. This one has hurt Liverpool big time. It's not easy to hit these straight ones and get the right weight on them, easy for them to line. Knox keeps it in, and Evan Nielsen, who's hardly had a kick at the ball really, he's there to slam it home.
So the UEFA Conference League
Just
table
about
are
keeping
done.
it in, Scott. Evan
There
Nielsen's not
are
going to pass
16.
that one up. It's a real body blow for Liverpool, who played really well. Some good football out there. All of a sudden, though, his team will goal up.
Well, the manager's pointed to his head because on too many occasions they've let these kind of leads go.
Or
Goal
lost
leaves
in
Evan
the
Nielsen
Chelsea,
all
yeah.
smiles, and Virgil van Dijk
Arsenal
Dispirited.
versus Tottenham Hotspur Champions League final.
You don't expect to get done by a
No,
long,
on it to
straightish
be
ball like that.
on it to be Arsenal and Bayern Munich in the final.
If it's Arsenal Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich, it's not fucking Kane.
We're going to beat Bayern.
Kane.
Joe Gomez took one from his own goalkeeper as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. And Alisson coming on to him, he's a big lad. That's going to hurt a little. And the concession of that goal's going to hurt a little.
He's having a great run here, Evan Nielsen. It's
Just
the
from
third
the goal
home
to see.
game in which he scored in a row. Scored here against Arsenal and against Spurs when they got the reward of the 3 points. And he's given them the perfect start here against the reigning champions. He scored against the reigning champions last season when they beat Manchester City here. So what a start for
So hang
Bournemouth.
about, right? Hang about. Wrong with it. Hang about, time of Christmas is more on now. More on now.
Concern over Joe Gomez is more than just a knock because Endo looks as though he's getting ready to come on. Gravenberg for the moment is
Right,
to cover at the back alongside Virgil van Dijk.
Who's stopping this?
Manchester. Chelsea. The teams are on.
Here's Senesi.
It's this game.
Another of those balls round to Evan Nielsen this
This
time.
game.
Here's McAllister. The arc that Marcus Senesi's getting on those balls forward has been causing Van Dijk on that side some problems.
Yeah. They've been perfectly placed. But even so, you don't expect them to cause the problems that they have to that extent.
Here's Gravenberg. McAllister. It's Soboslai wide to Mohamed Salah.
Salah.
No way through. Cleared by Senesi, but Fronton collects. Now McAllister. Brackenlow. To see how Liverpool react to going a goal down. Confidence is better to be fragile at the moment. Also struck to them at 0-0. Kirkes. Just trying to drive it back into a dangerous area. Collapsed the ball by Petrovic. Still haven't directly troubled the Bournemouth goalkeeper.
Championship game next season.
That's don't always tell the full story. Before the goal was doing a lot of dictating from a lot of space, causing problems. Smith. Evan Nielsen. Here's Jimenez. Scott. Now Cook. Here's Cook. Is always good news for Bournemouth. They've scored first without winning 7 times already this season, losing a couple of them against Sunderland and Arsenal. Slid through here towards Jimenez. It's 2.
What's going on? It's crazy.
The reigning champions tries the part again, and Alex Jimenez on the end of it to score his first goal for Bournemouth.
It's a close one for offside, but again, it's a piercing through ball. This time, James Hill, I think, delivered it. 2 centre-halves coming good with some really creative passes. Look at his position there. Van Dijk, number 4, is the closest to playing him on, but I'm not sure he did play him on here. We shall see, but James Hill with a perfectly weighted pass. Jimenez comfortable in these positions.
Well, much may depend again on the thickness of the lines when they judge. And the goal is given.
It's good.
It counts for Alex Jimenez. It's 2-0 Bournemouth, and it's woe upon woe for Liverpool.
Well, they didn't take much time here, did they? We didn't see any lines or anything, but they've come to a decision, and it's a really positive one for Bournemouth. Van Dijk, the man, playing him on.
So, Bournemouth team who've been pretty much living off the fact of what they achieved early in this season in terms of the points they got in the bank when they still had so many at their disposal. Now 2 to the good against Liverpool. And the way that Liverpool were against them on 2 occasions when the sides met back in August.
What a turnaround for this game. I don't think anybody in the stadium saw it coming. The Bournemouth lads looked a little confused as to how they were going to get into the game.
Well, Alisson was annoyed that the substitution had not been made. They've got Endo on the pitch now. And there he is with his first contribution to try and clear the lines from a confused Liverpool defence, who have been at 6s and 7s. Alex Jimenez, who got the goal, is now struggling. You can see there. I mentioned earlier that he'd got a knock to the left foot in the warm-up, and he seems to be feeling it now.
He's had another knock, but it doesn't look great for him. It won't be great for Bournemouth.
Even with him effectively out of the game at the moment, it's Bournemouth coming again. Trufair. Hadley with the ball in. Evan Nielsen was flying in on it, but just couldn't get close enough. Soboslai. Here's McAllister. Now Vitz. The best part of 7 minutes between the two goals. The first one, after which Gomez got injured, and the delay in Slot sending on Wataru Endo could have cost Liverpool this. Certainly the Liverpool goalkeeper seemed to think that, judging by his gesture. Here's Gravenberg, who was filling in temporarily before they made the change. Gravenberg. Here's McAllister. Nicked away from him by Cook. It's a touch by Hadley for a Liverpool free kick. Somersley's ball up there. Finds Florian Wirtz. Trying to pull it back for Gravenberg. It's away by Scott. Throw. Bad Bunny will be at the Super Bowl, but which teams will be involved? You can follow the playoffs on Sky Sports NFL and the Super Bowl itself 2 weeks tomorrow. Super Bowl 60 live on Sky Sports NFL.
Coming down that left-hand side, Liverpool.
Evan Nielsen. Could be up to his left, but he ignores him. He wants to go by himself, and he ends up stumbling on the ball. We've got a couple of things to tick over there. Potentially it's the ball incident. Here's Salah. Soboslai. Salah trying to curl one round, but it's a disappointing attempt, easily dealt with by James Hill. It's with the drive.
Whoa.
Well, they need something to lift them. Liverpool, they've been knocked for 6 for those 2 quick-fire goals. See that in the play. Wirtz is a man that can drag them back into this contest. Certainly got the ability.
I did mention about a couple of the AR checks at the other end. They were cleared. All the incidents that occurred had happened outside the penalty area. Nielsen's header. Now Scott. Gakpo. Into Hill does his best to retrieve it, but it's Scott who emerges with it.
Just gone into Hill. Lost his foot in a little gap.
So the situation he finds himself in at the moment on this long beaten run coming into today, yet still not getting too much credit for that because they're so far behind the teams ahead of them.
Who's Marcus Chapman?
Loom around after the draw with Burnley, which they were booed by some supporters.
One for Bournemouth, number 16, Marcus Chapman.
It's 10 years since Liverpool won a Premier League game in which they were 2 goals behind. It was against Norwich. When you think of Liverpool recoveries over the years, that's a bit of a surprise, really, isn't it? That it's that length of time.
Yeah. I was at that game, actually. I don't know if you were.
I'm not sure I was.
It does bring back memories.
No. No, 12 wins away.
Huh?
12 wins from that.
It's Granberg.
Before. Who won 12 wins?
12 wins from that.
And no, for the one that he did
After
get the
won the
touch,
league.
but Andy still emerges with it. I mean,
12
Andy,
wins from now.
he just couldn't get on the end of it. It was in Alisson's direction. And the next goal in this game is going to be absolutely crucial.
And I'll take
because
try and
the way things are panning out defensively, Liverpool do look at 6s and 7s. They feel capable of nicking one here. Here's McAllister.
What date that would be?
Now Soberslide. Kirkes.
Right, at the beginning of the day off.
There's a little bit of cheering for Kirkes on his return here.
It's
Yeah.
back again. It's like shaking off
Look,
Won it, yeah.
look. Right. That we won 12 wins.
To ease the tape.
If you win 12 more games,
McAllister. Here's Endo.
Next after we got Leeds away, then after we got Sunny.
Soberslide. Gakpo. Salah! No real force behind it at all.
Yeah. A slightly weaker side this for Salah. The easiest one.
Still goes down as their first shot on target. Salah again plays it against Marcos Senesi, and Salah again comes over to take the corner. And everyone so far has gone to that back post, and they haven't really proved fruitful. It's our 6th corner of the match. Is in the area to where they've been played previously. And again he goes long, and again they get no reward.
Could have left it there, James Hill, but he wasn't to know. Nobody behind him.
So from the other side, the corner taker is Dominic Soberslide. And his delivery is successful, and Virgil van Dijk gives Liverpool a
Van
route
Dijk,
back into it.
2-1.
A glancing blow from Virgil van Dijk that opens up the possibilities for Liverpool again.
Yeah, right on
Nice.
cue that to lift them before half time. And they've wasted a few deliveries, some corners, Liverpool, but this one's right on the money. He makes that near post run. It's difficult to score from there. I mean, he might just be trying to head it back into that danger area, but it's a perfect connection. Well, I say perfect, it might have come off his shoulder, but it's the right connection as far as he and Liverpool are concerned. Said James Hill didn't need to, but you've got to go for it as a defender. You're not quite sure who's behind you.
It was uncertain for Hill at the touch anyway, but they do end up paying a price for it. Liverpool back in it. Here's Van Dijk. It's challenged by Krupi. McAllister emerges. Gakpo. Fits. Gakpo gets it back towards Grafenberg, but not quite.
Had a lot of high-scoring games, Bournemouth, in recent weeks, months, and this might be another of them.
They've only ever beaten Liverpool twice, and the first one of those was when they came out on the right end of a 4-3 match. Gakpo. Soboslai, here's Wirtz. Looking for Salah, bounced away by Truffert. Here's Frimpton. The ball has been booted away by Krupi, which is going to bring him a yellow card. And Adley almost admitted to his own offence in throwing his arms up. Caught Frimpton.
Yeah, he certainly did. Just pinched his toe. Truly just showing his inexperience there.
One set piece has paid off already for Liverpool. They do from a free kick this side. Dijk in there again. Someone who gets it in, but it's cleared by Truffert. Well, renewed hope for Liverpool, who were staring at the prospect of another Premier League defeat when Bournemouth went to up. Evan Nielsen got the first, and then in a period where Liverpool were waiting to make a change because of an injury to Joe Gomez, a second was struck by Alex Jimenez, but Virgil van Dijk, whose defence had been pierced twice, stepped forward and off his shoulder got the goal that has got Liverpool back in it. But at half-time it is still Bournemouth 2, Liverpool 1.
BBC presents Sky Sports coverage of the Premier League.
Catch every match of your team in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. It's the hottest ticket in cricket, exclusively live on Sky Sports.
Delivery? You in?
I'm in. I'm in. Look, have it to me. Medium meal. Yeah. I'm in.
I'm in. Crispy.
There's nothing quite like a McDelivery. You in?
Sometimes the gesture is enough.
And with higher artificial intelligence, you nurture human connections in a few seconds. An innovative program can say a lot about yourself and make your presence truly felt even remotely. So when technology revolves around you, you can revolve around them. A gesture has a gift. It connects with others instinctively. Higher, connect to extraordinary.
All inclusive to over 100 destinations. Adventure awaits on the Royal Cruise. Atoll and ABTA protected.
You found it then?
Of course I did.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Suggesting skipping breakfast is next.
Have breakfast.
Skip breakfast. Knowing what's good for you is confusing. At Alpro, we keep things simple. Plant-based goodness, enriched with 5 essential nutrients like calcium, iodine, and vitamins to get the morning started. Alpro, healthy made easy. Guess who's been named which cheapest supermarket 5 years in a row? It's Aldi! I mean, who else would it be?
It's like the end of an era, you know. But I'm ready. I've had my bike a moment. Plus, it's free to sell on eBay and I got a really good price. Goodbye, like a girl.
Hi.
Okay, next. When it's this easy to sell for free, you can't help but say when it's eBay.
What the? What are you playing that for? You know what they say? It could be you. Well, what makes you so sure? I don't know. Just have this feeling that.
It could be you.
Crazy. Yeah, I know. It could be you.
I'm the best man. I'm gonna look like an idiot.
Okay, start funny. Funny's good.
Maybe so. You'd never forgive me. Friendship is a journey. Cringe. That's it. In year 5, Dan had the bright idea.
Cracking best man speech. On the train, you can. May hawkers stay with their mothers for life.
This is the moment Stephen chose to move out. It's fine to live with your mum if you live in the sea. The sea's massive. Unlike his mum's sofa, Stephen needed a boost to get his own place sooner. Hello, mortgage boost from Barclays. He could borrow more with help from family or friends and show that baby orca who's boss. Barclays, make money work for you. Bournemouth, with 1 win in the last 14 games in all competitions, lead Liverpool by 2 goals to 1. All very straightforward at the beginning, but it was a mistake from Virgil van Dijk that led to Bournemouth's opener.
Yeah, so against the run of play, I think Liverpool were the better side in the opening 20 minutes or so, but this is just a long ball forward by Senesi. I do think the ball gets caught in the wind, but nonetheless, it's really poor from Virgil van Dijk. Everybody knows as a defender that prerogative is to defend first in this situation. You can see here Bournemouth squeezing up, the Liverpool backline squeezing up, and Senesi's just played this over the top to Alex Scott. He made a good forward run, and he just keeps it alive. The intensity, the industry of those two midfielders for Bournemouth has been a big feature of what they do, and Alex Scott gets his luck here, but nonetheless, Virgil van Dijk will be the first person to admit he has to just clear that ball. Excellent finish. Evan Nilsson.
So Joe Gomez collides with Alisson
Kelly, yeah.
there, and you can see that he's injured. And at this point, when he bumps into Alisson, the injury is severe enough that he has to go off for treatment.
Absolutely, you can tell that it's a bad collision. Obviously, with Joe Gomez's history with injuries, then you get 7 minutes to make a substitution. This is one opportunity. This is a free kick. Endo comes on. He's obviously not ready at this minute. I've no idea why. You're now playing with 10 men. Arne Slot, his staff must be thinking, we've got to make a change. We've got to make a change because we don't want to concede another goal. They're telling him what to do. Just get him on the pitch. Don't worry about giving him all that information right now. He can concede a goal. Joe Gomez is in big problems. That was 2 minutes. They still went 7 minutes. It's difficult. Even Alisson, could he kick it out of play? Anything just to make this substitution happen. They get him on too late, and obviously they can see him there. You can watch Arne Slot at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. He wants that ball. Kick it out of play. Kick it out of play. And he obviously doesn't see it. So you're 1-0. They don't get him on in time, and they concede another goal. It's almost amateurish. That cannot happen. You've got to make the decisions. These are the details that can cost you a game. He wants the ball played out of play. But I think it's got to be a collective. Endo should be ready. The manager should be, and his staff should be saying to him, don't worry about giving him all those fine details. Get him on the pitch. We can tell him when it matters. This is needs must. And obviously, Bournemouth do really well. They create himself a good situation. Hill gets the ball there. You can see good movement with Scott. He pushes onto that final third there. Great pass inside. Kirkez, who gets caught really poorly. Those two have had a really good battle. Jimenez, you can see him. He doesn't see it. Virgil van Dijk keeps him on side number 4. He doesn't anticipate it. Jimenez gets in. He's quick. He's sharp. Goes through the goalkeeper's legs. 2-0 down. Both faults of Liverpool, really. Virgil van Dijk is so... I wouldn't even say it's uncharacteristic at the moment. He's making those errors too readily. But they've got themselves back in this game somehow with a set piece. There's a mismatch with Bournemouth and Liverpool. Bournemouth are a small side. They haven't got really players that can... Senesi and Hill, probably the only two that you'd say 6 foot and above. So from that perspective, that's where Liverpool are going to get success in this match.
Hold fire on that for just a second, because we will see that goal from Virgil van Dijk. But within 33 minutes, Bournemouth were 2-0 up against Liverpool. They hadn't, in their previous 6 home matches against them, scored that many goals. And it's 10 years to the month since Liverpool last won a Premier League game from 2-0 down. They're back in it. We'll see Van Dijk score next.
Nothing feels like the all-electric Mini Cooper. Nothing looks like it, or corners like it. Now with 0% APR. The all-electric Mini Cooper. Book your 24-hour test drive today.
EasyJet Big Orange Sale is now on. Get up to £500 off your next package holiday. And up to 20% off flights. Book now at easyjet.com. Get out there. Get up to 60% off our stylish, space-saving fitted bedroom units. Made for making dreamy bedrooms a reality. Wren, made for living. When it comes to retirement advice, the last thing you want is to be put into a bucket. Seen simply as this type, that type, or the other type. At Fisher Investments UK, we never put you into a bucket. We always treat you as an individual, tailoring retirement advice that's just right for you. Fisher Investments UK, retirement advice that's as individual as you are.
Hello. Invitations, please.
Oh, I'm the bride.
Congratulations. But without an invite, you could be anyone.
That's my face.
What a load of malarkey. Smarty keeps things simple. Less malarkey, more smarty.
Hey, you! Leave my dad alone. Get your kicks out punching other guys, do ya? And picking up black men twice as much. Better sleep with one eye open. Now, we're all here.
Prostate cancer is the most common cancer in men. It's about time we stood together against it. Prostate Cancer UK. Your erectile dysfunction's got something to say. Could be more than a flaccid fella refusing to play. And if this happens to you, you're not alone. Could be a sign of diabetes, heart disease, or no testosterone.
Medication for erectile dysfunction and a blood test that could help figure out the underlying cause.
number and start saving. I wasn't expecting that. When everyone is home and gaining the internet, EE Broadband can keep up. More people are choosing EE Broadband. Switch to the UK's fastest growing broadband provider.
Right now at Wren, you can get up to 50% off selected quartz worktops. Wren, made for living. I hear Jackie Ellis found a woman. Has she given a statement?
Not yet, no.
Kevin died, and Nessa went missing.
I need to find out what happened.
This is police business. You're not a detective anymore. We need to focus on finding the evidence before the storm makes landfall.
Point a finger at anyone in this community, you'll be sorry.
You're not the right person for this.
You need to face the idea of leaving this place.
People around here trust me, use me.
Could have sworn I bought cucumbers. When you've done enough, Uber Eats delivers Premier League coverage.
Bournemouth are 2-1 up against Liverpool. Bournemouth and Liverpool fans, let us know what you've made of that first half. Scan the QR code, download the analysis app, and you can rate your players. We're back with the second half shortly.
If a normal holiday is a movie, a P&O Cruises holiday is a box set.
Caribbean holidays from 1499. P&O Cruises. Holiday like never before. At all protected.
Well, Jamie, you teed it up before the Virgil van Dijk goal. You mentioned the height difference between these two sides.
It's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult for Bournemouth. They've got really two main attackers of the ball, Hill and Senesi. Virgil just gets ahead of him. You can see he just clips off his back into on his shoulder. That's the keeper, and it's back in the game. And I believe set pieces are a major problem for Bournemouth because their height disadvantage. I think Virgil down that left-hand side with Milos Kerkez have had problems all game. Oh, here we go.
Andy Robertson has come off
Right,
Milos
okay.
Kerkez.
I didn't see that one coming, Kelly, but that's interesting. That tells you everything about Milos Kerkez in the first half. Unless he's got an injury, Jimenez has caused him a load of problems. So let's see what happens. You might need him now, Kelly.
Alan Smith and Rob Hawthorne.
Well, it had appeared that Milos Kerkez had been starting to find his feet at Liverpool, but that change has been made, and already the Liverpool defence coming under pressure at the start of the second half, and Alexis McAllister sorting that situation out. But Arne Slot deciding to send on Andy Robertson, who's 8.5 years at Liverpool, could be about to come to an end with all the talk of a move to Tottenham. Perhaps I'll be more keen to hold on to him in the light of current events.
He's got a job on here. Jimenez is a tricky customer. The ball, his feet, and he runs off the ball as we saw.
James Hill has already opened up the Liverpool defence once, looks to do so again from the throw-in, and Allison dropped it, and it did go behind, so it is a corner.
Quite hard to judge some of these with the wind and the wet ball.
Lewis Cook with a corner. Which clears everybody, including Hill, whose throw-in had brought it. And Danny Iraola has yet to pick up a point as a manager against Liverpool. They're the only team he's faced regularly that situation applies to. He hasn't picked one up against Sunderland, but he has only played them once already this season with his Bournemouth side. Marcos Senesi. Vitz, Frimpton. Moving on to it, cleared by Smith. Looking to build on the momentum of Virgil van Dijk's goal in the first half, stoppage time.
I'll be pleased to have got that Van Dijk after a little mistake with Nilsson's goal.
McAllister. Van Dijk. Taro Endo, who's had to come on to fill in for Joe Gomez. This being the first Premier League match of the season that Ibrahima Konate has missed. So, hasn't helped Liverpool in terms of settling here. Soboslai forced to go full circle by Hill, who'd come out to deal with him. Robertson. Frappenberg. Robertson, who can toughen the away support, is still a big favourite amongst them, as he should be for all he's achieved. Robertson pulls it back, and Frimpong's onto it. Cleared by Senesi. Bournemouth for the moment have to hold on and just draw the sting out of Liverpool at the start of the second half.
Yeah, certainly hasn't got the feel of the 2-1 game. This feels like there are more to come.
We mentioned in the first half, the last time Liverpool had come back from a 2-goal deficit in the Premier League, which was at Norwich 10 years ago, almost exactly 10 years ago, and they were 2-1 down at half-time in that before Norwich established a 3-goal lead, and eventually it took an injury time winner from Adam Lallana, which was the cue for Jurgen Klopp's spectacles to be broken in the celebrations. Based on the slot, won't have that problem. Here's Jimenez. Now Junior Kruti.
That counter-attack deserved a lot more. Brilliant play from Jimenez on this corner and touchline.
Here's Gatto. Vitz. Someone who's made the run across. Slips away from Hill, but nobody's in the middle. It's coolly dealt with by Truffert.
It's strange that nobody got themselves in the box there in a white shirt.
Wilson, who set Bournemouth on the path. There's Van Dijk. And now Robertson. Pressure from Smith. Grafenberg.
So the start to the second than it was for the first 4. Liverpool dominating possession. Probing. Endo. Frimpong. Late introduction, a cause of regret for Liverpool in the first half. Slots this one through towards Gakpo, but it was a good starting position from Petrovic. The theme in this match, centre halves, with piercing balls through the middle. Endo, the latest to try it. Here's Frimpong.
The ball's the flyers. The smoker.
So Messi to Scott. And not necessarily in his comfort zone playing where he is. A player who's been used too often by Arne Slot. Always a willing participant. Gravenberg. Away goes Dominic Szoboszlai. It's Salah he's found. Gravenberg emerging with it. Szoboszlai. McAllister lining up the hit. Dijk. Fitz. Capto wins the corner out of Alex Jimenez. It's going to be a test, I think, of Bournemouth's energy levels in this second half. Tiring game on Monday, although they've had longer to prepare for this. They've got less players at their disposal really, that anyone wants to use. Well, can they pull off the same trick again here, Liverpool? It's another Dominic Szoboszlai corner. Virgil van Dijk not instantly, but he is now making the run towards the near post. Straight into Petrovic's hands. Trying to get Bournemouth on their way pretty rapidly. Never on. Mertz was always in charge there. A selection of action for you with the build-up for Super Sunday starting on Sky Sports Premier League from 12:30. Newcastle against Aston Villa on main event. Crystal Palace against Chelsea on Sky Sports Premier League, and Sky Sports Plus for Brentford against Nottingham Forest. And can Manchester United's resurgence under Michael Carrick continue at leaders Arsenal Super Sunday from 4:30? Everton against Leeds is our Monday night football from 6:30 Sky Sports Premier League. Gravenberg. Szoboszlai. Now McAllister. Here's Fitz. Frimpong. Did produce an own goal from the Marseille goalkeeper with one of those forward runs on Wednesday, Jeremy Frimpong. And here he is involved again, trying to force a way through this Bournemouth defence. They are defending in depth. Evan Nielsen involved in clearing that one for the corner. Salah with the kick this time. It's
Similar to a previous one from Dominic Soboslai, it's a gift for the goalkeeper.
Yeah. There's been a few wasted corners for Liverpool. It's almost a carbon copy of the first half. Bournemouth can't get going, they can't get into Liverpool's half.
The slot is about, it seems, to make a double change while they're on top. Not in terms of the scoreline, but just in terms of the game. Here's Van Dijk. Headed back is by Adam Smith, who's played in Bournemouth's only 2 victories against Liverpool. The change from on the slot involves Curtis Jones and Hugo Ekitike coming on. Here's Krupin. Bradley trying to hunt it on, but not that far forward for Bournemouth. McAllister. Here's Salah. It's one of those they are possibly going to protect, although it's Alexis McAllister who is coming off first for the arrival of Hugo Ekitike, who is being protected against fitness concerns over overloading him at this stage of the season. And it is Frimpong who's the other one to come off, with Curtis Jones replacing him.
Well, the quality substitutions that Arne Slot's able to make here. He's got the advantage over the Bournemouth manager.
So 3 changes made by Arne Slot, and it is Dominic Soboslai rather than Curtis Jones who is going to play at right back now.
He's played in a few positions, hasn't he, this season? Soboslai pretty much played well in most of them.
3 of the now back 4 didn't start this match in those positions. Virgil van Dijk with 1 exception. Endo to Van Dijk. Here's Robertson. Ekitike. Now Gakpo. Salah. Gakpo's shot is blocked by Smith. And the hook clearance is by Evan Nielsen. Van Dijk is keen to keep the pressure up, as Liverpool should be. Gravenberg. Endo. Now Jones. Soboslai. Salah. Made by Senesi. It's a trick by Mo Salah.
Well, they'll take that Bournemouth all day long. You know how good they can be on the counter-attack. At the moment, that seems their only way forward.
I'm trying to play it into a channel for Hugo Ekitike, but it was beyond his reach. First of 2 Bournemouth wins against Liverpool that Adam Smith played in was 4-3, and it was Bournemouth who were making a comeback from a 2-goal deficit in that game. Nathan Ake won it for them in injury time. Here's Mo Salah. Soboslai trying to clip it in, appeals for handball against Marcos Senesi. I think it might have been outside the box anyway.
in tight to his body. Senesi.
Agrees with your verdict. He was tucked in. Restart. Truther. Senesi. He pulls it back. Truther's first touch didn't do him great favours. Thought he kept it in, but it's not going to count. The referee had already blown.
First touch turned it into a scrap. Endo just trying to let it out. He's a bit unlucky there.
Foul was given after Truther had managed Bournemouth's first touch in Liverpool's penalty area in this second half, which shows the pressure they've been under from Liverpool. But we saw in the first half that pattern was changed really well. Gives the hosts a chance to produce something again. Hill has already shown himself pretty adept from the long throw-in, but keeping Liverpool under pressure, and volunteers its services once more. Held in by Hill. Van Dijk's head is first to it, one then by Adley and cleared by Salah. Danger not over for Liverpool. Van Dijk though gets it away, and it is played by Andy Robertson against Jimenez to win the throw-in. So unable to operate in a tight margin. Christie has only recently been on his way back from injury as the first planned substitution of Antonio Raiola.
Yeah, it's logical. He's the most experienced. Lend some more control to that midfield. That'll be the hope anyway.
Wow.
Throw. Salah clips it away to Gakpo, and now the break on for Florian Wirtz. Checks over his shoulder to see Gakpo getting forward. Plenty of Liverpool players have gone forward now. Cleared as far as Curtis Jones, who strikes the back of Alex Jimenez.
25 minutes.
In case of anywhere would do that for Junior Krupi.
Yeah, probably had more time than he knew there, Krupi. A little bit
25
panicked.
minutes and plus added time.
And 6 players on the pitch. Curtis Jones removes one.
25 to go plus added time. Totally, that's too bad. I was 3 points ahead of it.
Could be on 20. Could be on 20.
Here's Wirtz. Jones.
That season to the
Katike.
and then put the next season on it.
Ramberg finding the gap to get his shot away.
When this season finished, they put next season.
Wasn't too much of a gap, but short back-lived. It's a decent effort.
Yeah.
Ramberg, who sat out the fixture between these two earlier in the season, he was still suspended.
Also,
So Ryan Christie is going to come on here in place of Junior Krupi. He's struggled through the season with a knee injury so far, as Christie. Only been able to make one Premier League start. That was at Leeds back in September. But he is one of the players who appeared in their last victory against Liverpool, which was here when Philip Billing got the winner and Mo Salah missed the penalty.
How much is that?
It's slightly more defensive option in Christie, but can certainly get forward and support Evan Nielsen. Scott went into that challenge. It's broken here for Cody Gakpo. Here's Vitz. Andy Robertson tries to play it across, and Lewis Cook is in the way. It's another corner for Bournemouth to deal with.
Yeah, Lewis Cook got himself in the way quite a few times tonight. Skipper.
Soboslai, who opened Bournemouth up for the first half goal of Virgil van Dijk. Steals himself for another one. Punch this time from Petrovic. Ekitike. Endo. Soboslai. Attempting the drive is cut out by Amin Adli, who's got Evan Nielsen charging through the middle. Christie coming from behind. Jimenez as well. Trouvert. Evan Nielsen trying to reach it, but Van Dijk does. Here's Scott. Picked away from him by Ekitike, but illegally in the view of the referee.
That way to me. Ekitike feeling. Got the ball. Actually, he did. Yeah, he did. He's unlucky, Ekitike. It's really sharp.
Did he die at something? Ekitike. What? Did he die at something?
There'll be some goal from here. Some kick from here to beat Allison.
Yeah.
What if you let him?
Soboslai's done it, but he's not going to get a go, is he?
Let him die on there. Red. Red.
Be some
Arsenal one. Yeah. What if you let him?
It's a heck of a management meeting now.
The Players' Committee have had their vote, but who is it who is going to challenge Allison from this? Christie, who's just come on, has moved away. Jimenez is there, Adley is there. Alex Scott would appear to be the favourite.
You'd say the conditions do favour it, the wind and the moisture in the air, but it is a long way out.
Scott seems keen to try his luck. And he strikes the ball.
You're going to beat Allison with that kind of technique.
That's a bloody hand.
Disappears, another presents itself to Bournemouth with the long throw of James Hill. Headed back on, Christie got it. Jimenez Gomez comes in on it.
Not defending this. Too much conviction, but get away with it.
Endo. Van Dijk. Tight to Curtis Jones and dispossesses him. Badly, and Nielsen was known where Soboslai was. Katike. Pursuing him. He's gone down, but no free kick given. Cook across, and it needed pulling back for Evan Nielsen. Was nowhere near where he was.
He's expecting the run, I think, Lewis Cook, but he had so much time to pick his man out.
Not yet.
Foul that, I don't think. Yeah, he's asking for the run across that near post, across Van Dijk.
Evan Nielsen, though, had other ideas. He wanted it cut back by Lewis Cook.
Right.
Another change for Liverpool. Cody Gakpo is off, and on comes the hero of the Newcastle victory earlier in the season, Rio Ungama.
Ungama taking up a position on his left-hand side.
He doesn't have the wealth of options on his bench that Arne Slot does. But it is the Liverpool manager who's used all of his choices up.
Lost a little bit of attacking momentum. Liverpool, they want to have it back again.
Here's Ungama. Smith wanted to challenge Ungama. This is Curtis Jones. Vince. Cook trying to hold him up. Jones. Katika trying to ride through the challenges. Took a trip on the edge of the penalty area that they're asking the question about.
He's so elusive. He's got such quick feet, Ekatike. And what a trip just outside the box.
His contact, but it was just outside the box. Gravenberg. Liverpool, the second best record for scoring in this period of the game, but
30
from
seconds.
Bournemouth's point of view, it's not necessarily a happy
30
period. They
seconds.
conceded a costly late goal
30
in
seconds.
stoppage time of their last game against Brighton, and that isn't uncommon. They conceded costly late goals against Liverpool earlier in the season and in the draws at Palace and Burnley before Brighton.
So the second half will be a test of Bournemouth's energy levels, given the amount of injuries they've got. But they've held up pretty well physically so far. Still plenty of time now.
Here's Mo Salah looking for a weakness in the Bournemouth defence. Back from Jones. Here's Soboslai. Rio Ungama taking on Jimenez, who went in with a challenge.
Say his name
He was worried there for a second. Ungama staying on his feet.
Wolf. He left the company.
Van Dijk.
Rob Wolf. And who else?
Gravenberg.
Is it?
Salah is trying to take on Truffert, is done well in that battle.
I haven't seen much of Salah this second half. There was a chance for him to go down. He's a young lad. He wants to stay on his feet. He wants to make something of it. But had he gone down, you know, he might well have got a penalty there.
Certainly unbalanced by the challenge. Here's Evan Nielsen. And Endo on the stretch just gets enough on it for now. Here's Christie trying to get through and blocked off by Van Dijk. Here's Robertson. Great run from Andy Robertson, stopped in the end by Adam Smith. Scott away. Now Van Dijk to Wataru Endo. Somerslide. Jones. Robertson drives one across. Here's Rio Ungamar trying his tricks against Alex Jimenez, who sticks with him. Sticks very close to him. And from that, Rio Ungamar wins the free kick for Liverpool.
And those two coming together a few times since the subs come on. Pinches his boot off.
Well, Dominic Soberslai's picked the ball up.
Why wouldn't you fancy this? 20-odd yards out.
Well, he was told, Soberslai, that if they didn't put down someone lying behind the wall to go low, it paid off for him against Marseille. So will Bournemouth risk it? No, they've put Lewis Cook there.
Most teams do, don't they? Such a clever take in Marseille. No Salah want to pull that kick.
It's a question as to who's the senior player between them now.
Somersley!
2-2. That's how his predictions are.
What a week for Dominic Somerslai, a hero in their win in Europe, and he's dragged Liverpool back into this.
It's just such a sweet strike. It's on Petrovic's side, but the keeper takes a step to his right, and that's a fatal step for him, for Bournemouth. But what a beautiful effort that is from Somerslai. Boy, did his team need it. He's been the man this season when so many around him have disappointed.
Well, Andoni Iraola seems to think that somebody was being held, preventing them from getting there to block that effort. Teed up by Salah for Dominic Somerslai, and such a sweet strike from the Hungarian. And Bournemouth look to go again. Scott has made a good run. It's Christie!
Wow.
And it's tipped over by Allison.
What an effort, what a save. All of a sudden this match has caught life in this second half. Allison hasn't had too much to do at all. Christie's got a goal in it. Said that earlier.
Still anybody's game. A setback for Bournemouth, but they're not taking it lying down. Lewis Cook with the corner. Cook's kick all the way across to Ryan Christie. Salah away in the end. And Gravenberg looks to get Gamboa on his way. Senesi. Into the final 10 minutes, and can the new man make a difference? Away goes Robertson, and across comes Hill.
That's their first shot on target in this second half for Liverpool. Will they register another one or two?
We're trying to get him into that position. Looking for a free kick there, but he's getting nothing.
Wilson's coming on now. The youngster made a difference. I don't think Petrovic will be too happy with this gambling that Szoboszlai is going to put it over the wall. Trying to get a look at the ball, but he's left too much of a gap there to his left.
Forward by Endo, but picked off by Lewis Cook. Trufa leading the charge, cleared by Van Dijk. Here's the momentum definitively with Liverpool now after that goal. Rio Ungamoa kept his balance somehow, but couldn't find Mohamed Salah, and Trufa brings it clear again. Christie takes up the battle. Bradley to his right, Evan Nielsen to his left. It's Evan Nielsen!
Oh, but
He's running wide! What an opportunity for Bournemouth to retake the lead!
Well, you fancied him all day long here, Ryan Christie. Does ever so well. Holds on to it and releases it at just the right moment. The first touch of Evan Nielsen's is just what he would have wanted to set himself up. Will they get another chance of that quality?
Well, that was a one for Evan Nielsen, who's scored already. Their failure to take it could cost Bournemouth. Here's the introduction for his Bournemouth debut of their new Hungarian recruit, Alex Torp, who was taught by Robbie Keane and won Rory Delap at his previous club, Ferencváros, played alongside the former Liverpool man Naby Keita there, and now launches his Premier League career with this game at a delicate stage. Liverpool having come from 2 down, looking to go on and win it now. Ekitike, Vince with the ball across, and was there a touch there from Petrovic? He'd be happy not to take any credit for it, but
I think there was a fingertip to it. Might have just been headed in the far corner, this.
well, that's at the end where the Liverpool fans are. They saw it.
Yeah, the ref didn't.
Liverpool should have had a corner. It's Salah. Here's Florian Wirtz. Robertson. Ungamar. Slips away from Curtis Jones, that one. There's truth there. Now Christie. Tort is an energetic midfielder. Iraola says he sees him as a number 8. Here's Alex Scott. Evan Nielsen. Cook goes deep. Controlled by Christie. And it's Scott who lifts it over. He's still going for it, Bournemouth.
Yeah. Half a chance for Alex Scott. Another entertaining, high-scoring game for Bournemouth. That's been the pattern over recent months.
And it is not as if they are just hanging on for a point here. They're still showing a determination to go on and win this game. Here's Evan Nielsen, who started the night so well for them. Ryan Christie. Evan Nielsen left behind for the new man talk. Liverpool now emerge with it. Wirtz with options either side. Sarah's the one who looked to, but he gave it far too much work to do from
The overhit, which was unlike him. Have we got another goal in this game?
Wirtz. Truth there. Give him back to his goalkeeper. Van Dijk. Christie. Digging in. Scott trying to help him out. Here's Jones. Liverpool proving up for the battle. Ekitike nicked away by Hill. Ekitike and Scott. Points against Liverpool will be more than Antonio Raiola has achieved against them before as a manager.
Throw another striker, hoping to nick the win.
Just back from injury now. Endo. Rio Udamo. Four additional minutes for either of these teams to get a winning goal. Here's Wirtz. His escape from Cook. Florian Wirtz goes the wrong way for Ekitike. Cleared by Atley. All thoughts on defence for the moment for Bournemouth. Pulled everyone except Evan Nielsen back. Here's Salah trying to find a way past Trufair, which is proving difficult. Trufair really dogged in his determination to hold up Salah there. Evan Nielsen there on his own. Touch. And they've managed to keep it alive. Christie got a touch there. Tall, very much in the thick of the battle on his Bournemouth team. Here's Wirtz and Liverpool come again. Endo's up there. Back to it from Ekitike, but it's fallen for Jones. Ngamoa. Jones. Ekitike, too many bodies ahead of him to get a strike away. And that's the issue really for Liverpool, finding the gap. Salah's cross in there. Ekitike takes a swipe. Back in again. Broke off Andy Robertson. Ungamoa. Brandenburg thought about it. Good stretching. Supposed to pull it across. Messi in the way, and these Bournemouth players just hanging on.
Yeah, they are. They've had to do so much defending out there today. He's been at the heart of it.
Still, the attacking change is made, even though they're in a situation where they're going to defend. Evidence is going to come off for Enes Unal. Enes has taken the quickest exit route.
Another goal for him.
And Dyke got up, did get a touch, not in the direction necessarily wanted. Jones pulls it back. Brandenburg curled round by Jones. There's a call, and despite the openness of the bounce, they could afford to leave it. Adley furthest forward, and from the throw, Brandenburg has to make sure that he doesn't do them any harm. He did put the ball away, and so it's an automatic yellow card for Ryan Brandenburg.
One last throw it does.
The point here, it's not going to be a bad one for Liverpool, but this draw on the trot, if it stays like this, frustration for them.
Big point for Andoni Iraola and his team, though.
Yeah, it would be.
To try and open up Liverpool. It's a flick back. Ekitike deals with it to get it clear. Scott wanted it to go for the throw-in and gets his reward. Just final few seconds for the Liverpool manager as he'll switches sides to try again. All the fans in good voice.
One last spling at it. Should be it after this throw.
And then by Hill, and there's danger here. Could go anywhere.
They've done it! Staggering. Staggering, that's won it. Bournemouth.
Comes to Bournemouth, not rescue, and enables them to snatch this in the dying seconds. Adley, I think, gets the first touch on the throw. After that, it's just a scrap. Who can get the toe to the ball? He has to go once, twice, and the second time is enough. What an ending to this game. Absolute sickener for Liverpool to be denied so late on, but for Bournemouth, what an ending. What a win.
And it is surely going to be a winner because VAR has confirmed that the goal stands for Amin Adley. And from close range, that is some finish amidst the scramble. His second goal for the club, his first here. And what a way for Bournemouth to win it. And they have won it with the last kick of the game. Amin Adley is the hero for Bournemouth. A hard-fought victory in which it paid off that they kept going for the victory even after Liverpool had got themselves back into this match. The first half lead that they established was a sign of things to come, and Andoni Iraola as a manager gets his first win against Liverpool, and for the second season running here, Bournemouth have beaten the reigning champions. They did it to Manchester City last year. They've done it to Liverpool this year in the most dramatic circumstances. Arne Slot is absolutely fuming about it, conceding that goal in stoppage time. His team had come back from 2 down, Evan Nielsen and Jimenez having given Bournemouth the lead. Van Dijk at the end of the first half, and Szoboszlai from a free kick played to him in the second half. But the final word belonged to Amin Adli. And for Bournemouth, it is sheer delight. For the broken champions, it is a 7th Premier League defeat of the season. So successful.